I know you thought you bought big chain. Nah, this is OriginTrail.
Hey guys, welcome to the Chill Zone. Today we're going to be talking about OriginTrail and Polkadot. Of course, you can already notice that things are a little bit different as it relates to setup. I really just want to get back to doing something that's quick for me. It's easy to produce. That way I can get more content out there as I used to, or at least try to get more content out there. And I also want to, have a little bit more personable content, man. Do you guys miss me? It's been very, I guess, professional as of late and a lot less of Amos sexiness in the chat. So let's get it up in there, you know what I'm saying, bro? In this particular video, I'm not going to be talking that much about Polkadot because I'm going to do a separate breakdown on what Polkadot is, how the auctions work and all of that. But we're just going to be talking about what OriginTrail is bringing to Polkadot. And we're going to start it off by reading this particular body of text here because I really think it opens up the conversation really well. And this was released on the 9th of September, and it says Parity Technologies joins the Trace Alliance working group on decentralization and tokenomics. Now, if you are ever so kindly to look at your boy's LinkedIn, you would notice that I am also a member of this working group at OriginTrail, but a different subset of this working group. So let's go ahead and read. It says, as Parity Technologies joins the Trace Alliance partnership, another important development reaches a milestone. As of today, September 9th, the first Trace Alliance working group, Decentralization and Tokenomics, has been launched. The focus of the working group is to find innovative solutions to bring the OriginTrail ecosystem closer to the vision of blockchain agnosticism, as written in the OriginTrail white paper 2017. Now, for those of you that do not know, the concept of blockchain agnosticism really means that we won't be tied down to any one particular blockchain. So let's say Ethereum dies and it's just Polkadot. Well, we're going to be able to leverage Polkadot and offer the services of the OriginTrail decentralized knowledge graph to Polkadot and whatever other existing blockchain solutions there may be at that time. Well, let's say Polkadot is phased out and there's some new technology that's the greatest and best of all time. Well, we will be able to update and integrate that blockchain. So it's about remaining competitive, but also being flexible enough to service any ecosystem at any point in time. Two birds, one stone. Just like me, sexy and sexy. Now, on the 5th of November, this is when we start talking about OriginTrail moving into the Substrate Builders program. And I am going to read a couple snippets from here. There have been several exciting developments in the OriginTrail ecosystem recently, and one of the most notable is the kickoff of the next stage of the OriginTrail decentralized networks evolution, dubbed Starfleet. So what we're building, or what is dubbed Starfleet, is its own independent OriginTrail parachain. Now, the Trace Alliance Polkadot initiative started in late August with the goals of working towards the OriginTrail Polkadot implementation. That really brings you to the history of really OriginTrail connecting with Polkadot and seeking further developments for the OriginTrail ecosystem. So when you move to more present events like Polkadot Decoded, which was kind of the biggest Polkadot event, well, not kind of, it is, as on their website, it is the biggest Polkadot event for the year, and OriginTrail was actually a main stage event at Polkadot. Now you get the history between OriginTrail and Polkadot. So that brings us to more recent events or more recent updates like Polkadot Decoded, which took place in May the 19th through 20th. And as it says, it is the biggest Polkadot event of the year, boys. And of course, my gentle ladies. It says Polkadot Decoded 2021 featured talks from over 40 blockchain individuals and was curated with the help of a community vote. Lots of different Polkadot projects and big name ecosystems like Moonbeam, Akala, and such were present. In fact, let's take a look at the program list, and if we scroll down, we can see right here Ziga Drev on a main stage appearance explaining what OriginTrail does. Now, when we head on over to June 11th, this is like the most recent update between OriginTrail and Polkadot, and not just an update between OriginTrail and Polkadot by the OriginTrail team. We're talking about some big hitters from the Polkadot ecosystem, like Dieter, the head of ecosystem development at the Web3 Foundation, coming to an OriginTrail event and explaining what Polkadot does, explaining what Kusama does, and even giving some insight into how the OriginTrail parachain auction might take place.
I'm Dieter Fishbane, Head of Ecosystem Development for Web3 Foundation. For those of you that don't know, Web3 Foundation is the Swiss foundation behind Polkadot, the issuer of DOT. And really, we launched Polkadot in May of last year, and now are focused on building the ecosystem on top of the protocol.
So this is where we start talking about the title of this video. How is OriginTrail the supply chain king? How is OriginTrail the Chainlink? How is OriginTrail already providing services that the Graph is trying to figure out how to provide to the Polkadot ecosystem? Well, let's dive into that right now. Now, if you've been paying attention to this channel, the supply chain use cases I'm not really going to talk about because there's no competition. OriginTrail is the #1 supply chain project in the blockchain space today. They are unmatched in adoption, their technology stack is also unmatched, and they have various global enterprise implementations. There's no competition. So we're just going to talk about what's new to you, or maybe new to you. How is OriginTrail the Chainlink? How is OriginTrail the Graph of Polkadot? Let's dive into that here. In fact, let's have Brandon may discuss, first of all, what does it mean for OriginTrail to have a parachain? What unique capabilities come from this? And then we're going to dive into how OriginTrail is going to be offering Oracle services like Chainlink to all of the Polkadot's ecosystem, and offering the ability to share data between connected blockchains. Enjoy.
So we can expect the parachain to be tailored to the centralized knowledge graph. It will be available for all parachains connected to Polkadot, and that will actually extend the utility of the trace tokens. So I'll briefly go into all of these three. So the parachain being tailored for DKG, what does that really mean? Well, basically, apart from it being a dedicated blockchain, is actually going to be optimized for the decentralized knowledge graph. So the functionalities that the graph requires from blockchain are going to be really tailored for best performance. And from that on, it's actually going to be a launchpad to launch the knowledge exchange tools that we have actually announced ending last year. I invite everybody to look it up, but it's basically a set of new tools that enable anybody to tokenize knowledge and data using tools like knowledge tokens, knowledge marketplaces, knowledge tenders, and knowledge wallets. Basically, the idea to facilitate the exchange of data for tokens, and either in a marketplace context or even like a not crowd loan, but really crowdsourcing data in a tender way. The OriginTrail decentralized knowledge graph being on all parachains means basically all parachains get seamless access to OriginTrail decentralized knowledge graph features. And that means OriginTrail decentralized knowledge graph being as a semantic decentralized repository, so having all of this off-chain verifiable data usable. Semantic oracle for smart contracts. We'll be speaking more about this when we share a framework on exactly how this can be used with smart contracts on all of the existing blockchains.
Now, a prime example of this already working today is when OriginTrail working with the European Union as well as the largest agri-food bodies in Europe, alongside Oracle blockchain to provide automated milk payments for farmers. This was a major pain point for the EU Commission for about 7 years, and finally OriginTrail alongside Oracle has got the job done. However, OriginTrail is playing a very unique role in this implementation. OriginTrail is acting as an oracle, providing off-chain data on-chain for smart contract executions. Here's a video of me talking about that. Because the OriginTrail decentralized network allows all these businesses and all these entities to speak a singular language because of the standards that it supports, the data from these ERP systems are then converted to something that the OriginTrail network understands and can digest. Now we move on to the part of where we want to issue this payment. So, well, we know that 1 is complete, we know that 2 is complete, and we know that, well, we're trying to do number 3, we're trying to issue that payment. So what we're going to do is, because Oracle Hyperledger is basically a blockchain network with smart contracts, you can basically put the requirements for your payment in there, right? So let's say before I issue the payment, I need to have a milk of a quality of 10 fats per meter or whatever, or per liter. So let's say I don't want to issue any payments until I have 10 gallons of milk in my repository. I can check that, hey, the OriginTrail decentralized network tells me that this farmer by this particular ID has issued 10 gallons of milk at this fat content, at this protein content, and thus this is the payment that should be released. Thus, payment is calculated and money is distributed automatically. And they get access to off-chain data. We are able to onboard massive amounts of off-chain data into the OriginTrail decentralized network that is verified. And then the OriginTrail decentralized network becomes this ocean, this big, super massive ocean of verified data that anyone can connect to and begin to feed information or take information from for smart contract functionality. So check this out. As it says here, this way, OriginTrail decentralized knowledge graph effectively acts as an oracle, providing trusted data that has been published by relevant organizations in the form of verifiable credentials. Now, on the topic of our blockchain to blockchain communications or interoperability,
and also as a data discovery tool, because it actually is in a way like Google. You're able to query systems that are outside of your ecosystem. So perhaps query data on blockchains that is already available, or query data from some legacy system, from IPFS, you name it. Basically, the idea there being that whoever includes a certain data source into the decentralized knowledge graph, all of that will be available through the querying.
It's exciting to know that these things are already happening with OriginTrail. So you may be wondering, what's the progress like on the OriginTrail parachain? Are they doing anything? Well, as you can see here, the OriginTrail parachain was connected to Rococo, and the testnet is officially live and running for its long-term testing. But it's not just Polkadot. With Project Ortega, we're going to be unleashing the OriginTrail ecosystem, not just for Polkadot, not just for Ethereum, but for every other blockchain ecosystem. They will all have tools to access the decentralized knowledge graph, and they will all be able to build tools upon these various frameworks that are about to be released when the OriginTrail parachain and whatnot is up and running. So I really had a good time talking about this OriginTrail video today. I'm going to be releasing more content, so stay tuned for that. And of course, guys, stay beautiful.
I know you thought you bought VJ. Nah, this is OriginTrail.